Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Annie. This is flosstube number 104, and yeah, I have my WiP update for you. I have a little bit of Stitchy kindness in and some haul, and in the end, I will do a little bit of life update. Because I mentioned very briefly in my last video that my parents were coming over, and that's also the reason I'm a day late. So I thought I would just put a little bit of talking about that in the end of the video. But we're first going to start off with all the WiPs because I really want to show you what I did. I'm really happy with my progress this week, at least on most of my projects, not all of them. But yeah, let's get started. So let's first start with travel stitching, which was a new start last year. A new start last week. That's what I meant. And yeah, last week I did not do a whole lot of progress, basically none. So I was hoping for a bit more progress this week. But I'll show you that in a second. First of all, I talk about the project itself. The project is Hello Petal by KW Cross Stitch. Basically, that's the whole piece, and together with a real life friend and everyone who wants to join in, I'm doing this as a stitch along. So we basically divided the whole design into 5 parts, and every month we stitch one part. The first part started on the 28th of October. So yeah, the second part will start on the 28th of November, and so on and so forth. So the last part will be started 28th of February. So it will be fully stitched for spring, as this is the spring tree of the series. So yeah, I was stitching on part number 1, which is a few of those flowers and motifs up here, the tree trunk, the bird's nest, the bird, and all of the grass. So I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. I finished part 1. I would never have thought I would get so far. I'm so happy about that. Basically, I had 2 night shifts, and night shifts are often good for stitching because there's not a whole lot to do. And stitching really helps me to stay awake. So it's the perfect time for stitching, and I'm just so happy that I finished part number 1. It looks amazing. I'm so happy, and you can see down here the feet of the sheep, and here's going to be his ear. So you can already see a little bit of his silhouette. And yeah, with part number 2, we will be stitching the sheep. So I'm really looking forward to that. This is stitched on a 28 count even weave. I'm stitching 1/1 full crosses. Needleminder is from Dankai Designs. And yeah, it's just amazing. I absolutely love it. Looks so cool. So now I have to wait 12 days until the 28th of November, and then I can start on part number 2. And that's something I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, let's wait for that. Until then, I have a few other I have one other project for travel stitching, which I'm basically going to talk about while showing you the project, because I now have 5 projects. 5 projects with Hello Petal. I have 6 projects left where I have not yet finished my goal 1. With Hello Petal, I want to finish part number 2 this year, but I have to wait a few days until I can start that. So basically, for the next more or less 2 weeks, I have 5 projects where I haven't finished my goal yet. So every time I show you one of those projects, I will talk about what my plan is for this specific project in the week after, or in this week, what part I'm going to stitch on, what I hope to accomplish, and then there will be no planned section in the end anymore. Okay, let's continue with Story Keep the Frog Prince, charted by Having Enough Designs, artwork by Melanie Dellon. That's the finished piece, and I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So with this one, there were only close to 400 stitches missing. last time you saw it, to finish my year-end goal. So last Monday I then just did those 400 stitches and put it away. So basically I stitched those 4 blocks. You can see a lot more of the crown over here. And down here, her face started. Oh, I'm so happy about that. Yeah, still a long way to go till you actually see her eyes and nose and mouth and so on. But at least I have started with a little bit of skin. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. So yeah, she looks amazing. It's very sad that I have to put her away for the rest of the year. But I'm really happy with how far I got. She is stitched on a 32 count light blue linen. And I'm stitching 2 over 110 stitch needleminders from Danka Designs. Yeah, she's so beautiful. And she is done. Therefore, I'm not going to stitch on her this year again. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to stitch on her this week, because I won't. So yeah, that's very sad, but also very cool, because I'm getting really close to finishing all my goals. And that's always amazing. Okay, next was my daily piece from last week. So every day I stitched a little bit on this one. It was Norwegian Ship Under Sail, the small edition by Golden Kite. That's the finished piece. And I'm going to show you where I was last time you saw it. And this is where I got to. So happy. So basically, last time you saw this, I had just started this column over here. And I did at least 50 stitches every day. And got close to finishing that column. So I'm really happy with that. I have now about 1,300 stitches left to finish my year-end goal, which is amazing. I mean, I still only have done about 3,300 stitches this year, which is not a whole lot, especially compared to some of my other pieces. But I'm just so happy with it. It looks amazing. This one is stitched on an 18 count antique white Ada, and I'm stitching 2 over 1 full crosses. I try to bring it a little bit closer so you can see it a little bit better. It looks amazing. The needleminder is from Danka Designs, and yeah, it looks amazing. I love it. And finishing this column will mean I have finished the first 2 sails more or less completely. There's a little bit more down here, but that's, I think, in this page down here. So that will take a few years until I get there. But yeah, I'm absolutely in love. This week on this one, it's finally not my daily piece anymore. It was now for 3 weeks in a row, and it's finally not. So this week I want to at least finish that column, and I do hope I'll get a little bit more done. But all those left out stitches are a lot of confetti, so I'm not sure if I can do a whole lot more than this column, but I want to for sure finish that column. And that should be possible, even with a lot of confetti. So yeah, that's the goal on this one for this week. Finishing the column. And then I have 1 more column left until I get a page finished, so maybe I do a little bit more, just because I want to get close to that page finish. Okay, next we have the Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. That's the finished piece. Last time you saw it, I was stitching on band number 11, this cross stitch band, and this year I want to finish until band number 12. So only finishing band number 11 and band number 12 left for the year. I show you a picture of where I was last time. And I finished the first color in band number 11 and then started a little bit on this second color in band number 11. So that's where I'm at right now. This one is stitched on a 32 count white opalescent linen. I'm stitching with the call for dinky dies. There is a conversion for DMC and one for Aubert as well. I chose the dinky dies, And with the dinky dies, you're supposed to stitch the 4 crosses 1/2, and basically all the specialty stitches with 1 strand as well, except for those satin stitches in band number 10. Those are stitched with 2 strands of floss. And the needleminder is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I bring band 11 a little bit closer. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So next I have to continue on band 11 with this second color. And my goal for this week, this one is going to be my treble stitching this week, but I'm also going to stitch on it at home because I only have 5 projects left, and I always have 5 projects in my rotation at home. So it should get a lot of attention. So I'm hoping to finish band number 11. That would be amazing. So that's the goal. Not sure that's going to work, but yeah, as I said, it's the goal to finish band number 11 until then there. That would be amazing. Thereafter would be only 1 band missing, so really hoping I can accomplish that. Yeah. Lot to roll up. It's a long piece. Okay, next we move to Cinderella Rags to Riches by John Elliott. I'm stitching the combined version up here, and I show you where I was at last time you saw it. Sorry, that did not work. And this is where I got to. Not as much as I would have liked, but I'm still really happy with what I did. Basically, what I did, with this one, I'm going from top to bottom, always take the color from the top, left to right, is missing, and I stitch 1 length of thread. So I did a lot more of the green in here, over here, and over there. I did a bit more of the lilac in here and down here. I did a little bit more of the brown over here, and then I had some thread left over, so I went over here to the bucket. Really happy about that. So over here I have started with that. That's amazing. And I think I did a little bit more of back stitching, but I'm not sure about that. I think maybe a bit more in this towel over here, but I think that's it. So not a whole lot, but better than nothing. She is stitched on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Fog by Picture This Plus. And I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses, needleminders from Lenka Designs. And she does look amazing. So really want to continue stitching on her. But always, whenever I take her out, I feel like I do not make as much progress as I would like to. So that's a little bit sad, but yeah, it's always better than nothing, and I'm always happy to stitch on her because it's a lot of fun, and she turns out amazingly. I really love her, so yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, next we move on to Sleepy Hollow by Glen & Place. That's going to be the finished piece, and I show you where I was at last time you saw it. And this is where I got to. So what did I do on this one? Basically, I did a little bit of backstitching and finished backstitching all those flames over here. And then I did some cross stitches. So I started in the horse with 2 grays and a little bit of black, and I did his eye and his mouth, and this brown in here as well. So really happy with that. It looks a little bit strange, so I have to keep working on the horse until it doesn't look as strange anymore. But I love it. I'm so happy I finally started on the horse, and I'm finally starting to see something. Oh, I did a little bit of Krennic as well. There's a little bit of Krennic over here, in here, and in his belt. So I don't know if you can see it sparkle, maybe a little bit. I did those as well. This one is stitched on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Haunted by Picture Plus, needleminder from Dankai Designs. And this one is going to be my daily piece for this week. As I did not stitch at all yesterday, I'm going to do the double amount today, and my daily amount will be 2 lengths of thread. I cut my lengths about 1 meter long, and I put them in half, fold them, that's the word, fold them in half, so I can use a loop start, and 2 lengths of those will be done every day on this one. So today I'm going to do 4 lengths of thread just to make up for yesterday. So that should give me quite some good progress this week. I might change out 1 length of thread a day for some backstitching, but I'm not sure about that yet. I kind of want to finish backstitching the pumpkin over here, so maybe that's going to happen. Oh, it's so beautiful. But yeah, backstitching probably the pumpkin, and then stitching a lot more in the horse is going to be the plan. As I said, 2 lengths of thread a day. And that's my Sleepy Hollow. And then there's one project missing. One project that was in my rotation last week. It's going to be in my rotation this week as well. But last week I did not stitch on it. Again, it's the second week. It's in my rotation and I did not stitch on it. The project in question is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. That's the finished piece, and I'm actually quite bummed that I did not stitch on it again, because I really love the project, and I think I'm kind of close to finishing my yarn goal, and I don't do it. So this is where she's at. About everything that's now in the screen I want to have finished. So there's not that much left. Of course, there's a lot of stitching left. But not as much as I think that there is. If you know what I mean. So yeah, that's that. Really kind of annoying that I just don't stitch on her. But yeah, maybe this week. I'm also thinking about taking her as my treble stitching whenever I finish my yarn goal on the Twisted Band Assembler, because I think I need some treble stitching, and all my other projects aren't really fit for treble stitching, I think. Maybe Sleepy Hollow, but all the other ones, not at all. So yeah, maybe she's coming with me for treble stitching, I don't know yet. She's stitched on a 32 count gray linen. I don't know which gray. It's from Belfast. And I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses. Needleminder is from Dankai Designs. Yeah, that's her. She is beautiful, and I do want to stitch on her. I just don't do it. So yeah, no idea why. And that's everything I need to show you. Those are all the projects I have left for this year. Not a whole lot. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm already done with planning for 2022. So yeah, 2022 can start. And then we're closer to spring because I'm cold all the time. I hate winter. I don't like summer either. I like the seasons in between. So yeah, that's kind of, yeah. Let's wait for the end of the year and then move on into 2022. And I can tell you all about that in another video. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Stitchy Kindness. About, I think 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, Kaylee, she wrote me on Instagram, and she told me she was about to open her own website, her own cross-stitch shop, and if she could send me some hand-dyed fabric. I said, yeah, of course. And she sent me some fabric. It was super fast. It comes from Canada, and it was here in less than 2 weeks. So that's amazing. I would have not expected that. But yeah, it arrived super fast. And I'm so happy to show you because the fabrics are amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, first of all, she sent me a really cute card with a really nice text in it that I'm not going to read. And then she sent me 3 pieces of fabric basically. And first of all, I show you the name of her shop. I'll show you that in a bit with data fabric because I want to keep data fabric because I love it. So first of all, I'm going to show you the first fabric. It's a really big piece. It's a 36 count, and I already have an idea what I'm going to put on there. If you saw my last video and you can remember, I bought a Heaven Enough Designs piece that's basically a shoe out of flowers. So a lot of pinkish and greens. I think that will look amazing on this fabric. Yeah, I think that would be amazing. It's in 16 on 30 inches piece. So yeah, I can do something with that. And probably more than one shirt. I'm so in love with this fabric. It's amazing. And a 36 count, which I haven't stitched on before. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. And not only did she send me the fabric, but she also put a little needle minder on there. And it's a perfect needle minder because it's wooden, so it's very light. And that's perfect for hand stitching. So thank you. And as I said, 3 pieces of fabric. She told me she had a 55 count, and I was really looking forward to stitch on a 55 count. That sounds amazing, and I still can't wait to try it out. So she sent me 2 pieces of that fabric. The fabric looks amazing. I hope you can see it. It's way more vibrant than this. This is the very small piece, so yeah, there will be a small piece on here, and I'm thinking about something monochrome with some white or beige. That would, I think, would look amazing on this fabric. So yeah, that's this one. So in love. And from the same fabric, she also sent me a bigger piece. So I already looked through Etsy and 123 Stitch in the search of some monochrome piece that I really like, and I would love to stitch on this one. It looks amazing, and the pink is way more vibrant than you can see on camera. It's an amazing fabric. I absolutely adore it and can't wait to stitch on it. And as well with this one, sorry, trying to fold it back together. She sent me a needle minder, a little D. Really happy. Oh, thank you so much. And yeah, for everyone who wants to stitch on those fabrics as well, because they feel really soft and nice, that's her shop, thesewingshop.ca. I can't wait to stitch on those fabrics, to tell you if you can stitch on those as amazingly as they just feel. But yeah, thank you, Kaylee, so much. I can't wait to stitch on those fabrics. They look amazing, absolutely amazing. Thank you, and way bigger pieces than I expected to. So yeah, thank you a lot. It's just absolutely amazing. Oh, I can't say thank you enough. Okay, that's the Stitchy kindness. And I bought some things for myself as well. Not so exciting, I suppose. But yeah, some essentials. Some needles. I ordered from John James directly, and they are in the UK. So I did order some petite beading needles. Yeah, as I said, not as exciting as some hand dye fabric. Some knitting needles for my crochet pieces and knitting pieces to sew all the things together. I only have very cheap ones, and they bend and break all the time. So I thought I would try those. Hopefully they are a little bit more sturdy. And then I needed some more needles in the size 28. I normally order those packets where I think 5 or 6 are in. And I ordered them in Germany, but I need a lot of needles. And yeah, especially with COVID, there was a time you couldn't really get those needles anymore. I really had problems finding those somewhere in any shop. So I kind of went a little overboard. I ordered 1,000 pieces. This packet is full of 28 needles. So I try to show you, but they might fall out. So I have to be a little bit more careful. Can you see that? All those needles in here. I think I have enough for a lifetime. But the John James needles are my favorite. Yeah, you can't really see it, I think, but I try. Yeah, 1,000 pieces, 1,000 needles. So, as I said, I think I have enough for a lifetime. But yeah, you always need needles. So, I think it's fine. I just went a little bit overboard. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's been it. So, life update. As I told you, my parents came over. Last week I had 2 night shifts. Night shifts are always draining. They are fun, but they are draining. And I did not do as much as I wanted to, kind of. And so in the end of the week, I really was in a rush. I wanted to prepare a lot of things on my own, so my dad would not feel compelled to help me. He always has problems with his joints, with his back. So whenever he comes over, of course I need his help for a few things, but I always want to try and reduce his work as much as possible. But with being sick the week before, I did not do as much as I wanted to. So my dad had to help me with a lot of things. And yeah, I hope he does not have a whole lot of problems because of that. He seemed to be fine today, so I think it's okay. But basically they came over Sunday quite late, I think at 4 p.m. because they had to drive nearly 800 kilometers up to my place, and I had a night shift the day before, so I told them, you're not allowed to arrive before 3 p.m. I have to sleep. So they arrived at 4. They saw my house for the first time. They liked it. And we basically made a list what we had to do the day after. And so on Monday, we started working at 8:30. At 8:30, we started working. At 7:30. At 7:30, we started working. We made a short break around noon, and then we worked through until about 5 p.m. And I had about 1.5 hours off, so I tidied up the place while my parents went to their hotel room to tidy up and sleep a little bit, I think. My mom wanted to go shopping, but my dad didn't allow. And then we met for dinner. And that's the reason I did not film yesterday. I was so out. It was so much work, but I'm really happy because we got a lot done. As you can maybe see, there is now a curtain. It's not there in the way it's supposed to be. Basically, 2 poles are going to be up there. One is for an outer, darker fabric. That fabric hasn't arrived yet, so I'm waiting on that. And then this one is going to be the inner fabric. But the pole for that fabric hasn't arrived yet either. So it's just hanging over the other pole, just to have something in front front of my window. And now I have to wait for the fabric and for the other pole. And then I can continue. But we did those curtains and we did some lamps and yeah, just a whole lot of things. And I'm really happy what we did and that we did so much. So yeah, thank you to my parents. And now I can enjoy my house a little bit more. There's still a lot of work to do. I'm nowhere finished yet. Especially in my living room and stuff, there's just no furniture yet. And my dining room table will arrive in the middle of February. It got delayed already. It was first supposed to be here middle of January, and about 2 or 3 weeks after I ordered, they told me it's going to be middle of February. So yay! Yeah, so a lot of things I still have to wait for. But overall, I'm really happy with what we did and how far we got. So yeah, that's very nice. And that's also the explanation why I didn't film yesterday. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, that's probably it. One thing I wanted to say, I totally forgot. With the Stitchy Kindness and the fabric I received, the pattern I want to put on there is the Stitchy Kindness from someone else. So I kind of think that's pretty cool to have fabric and pattern from 2 different people, but both with Stitchy Kindness. So that's something I really like. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I still have to do a floss toss if it really works, but I think it would. So yay! Yeah, that's not actually it. So thank you everyone for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. Always happy about that. And I hope to see you next week. Next time will then be again on a Monday. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you next Monday. Bye!